Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. The month ahead is not just another stretch of time. It's a canvas waiting for your brush, a stage waiting for your performance, a universe ready to respond to your command. Can you feel it? That energy, that pulse of possibility? That's the universe waiting for you to speak, to act, to claim. Today, I want you to realize something powerful. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. You are not drifting in life like a leaf in the wind. You are a creator. And this very moment, right now, is your invitation to command the universe to bless your march with wealth, health, and abundance. Wealth is not just numbers in a bank account. Wealth is energy, opportunities, doors opening, the sudden call that changes your life, the unexpected help that arrives just when you need it. And health. Health is more than the absence of illness. It is vitality, energy, and the freedom to pursue your dreams without limits. And abundance, oh abundance, is the recognition that life has more than enough for you, that there is a divine surplus flowing toward you, waiting to overflow. These are not distant dreams. They are your birthright, and you have the power to claim them. But claiming them requires more than wishful thinking. It requires focus. It requires intention. It requires speaking with clarity, believing with conviction, and acting with courage. Every morning, speak to the universe like it's your trusted friend, your loyal partner in success. Say, I command this month to be a month of wealth, health, and abundance for me. I am ready to receive. I am open to miracles. I am worthy of blessings beyond my imagination. And do not just whisper it. Declare it with heart, with soul, with every ounce of your being. Feel it. Believe it. Let it vibrate in every cell of your body. And here is the human truth we often forget. The universe is not separate from you. It is an extension of your energy, your belief, your focus. When you cultivate gratitude for what is already present, when you open your heart to possibilities instead of limitations, when you act boldly, even in the face of fear, you are aligning yourself with the flow of abundance. You are no longer waiting for life to hand you what you want. You are drawing it toward you effortlessly. I want you to consider this. How often do we talk about scarcity, about limits, about what we don't have? And in doing so, we train the universe to mirror that very lack. But when you flip the switch, when you start speaking as if wealth, health, and abundance are already your reality, when you feel the joy and gratitude of already receiving, you change the entire landscape of possibility. The universe responds to energy. It responds to faith. It responds to action. Take a moment and picture your march, your ideal month. See yourself walking in confidence, seeing opportunities you never noticed before, making decisions with clarity and wisdom. See your body strong, vibrant, alive. See money flowing into your life from expected and unexpected sources. Feel the security, the freedom, the joy. Hold on to that feeling, because this is the blueprint you are sending to the universe. This is your command. And yes, it will respond, not with delay, but with synchronicities, with doors opening, with moments that feel like magic but are really the universe honoring your intention. And don't wait for perfect conditions. Wealth, health, and abundance are not postponed until tomorrow. They are here now, waiting for your acknowledgement, your invitation, your belief. Each time you act from a place of courage and clarity, each time you embrace gratitude, each time you choose faith over fear, you are building the path for miracles. You are activating the forces that will shape your reality. So, this month, refuse to settle. Refuse to listen to doubts, to what-ifs, to the voices that say it's impossible. Instead, nurture the voice that says, I am capable, I am worthy, I am open. I am commanding the universe to bless my march with wealth, health, and abundance, and I will receive it. And let your actions echo your words. Take steps, no matter how small, that align with the vision you are creating. Each step is a signal, a beacon, a declaration to the universe. You are ready. Remember, we are human. We feel, we falter, we wonder if we are enough. But that's precisely why this command is so powerful. Because it is not robotic, it is real, it is human. It is you acknowledging your fears and choosing faith anyway. It is you holding space for possibility even when logic whispers otherwise. And when you do this, when you truly embrace your power, your right, your destiny, you will witness a month unlike any other. You will see doors open you never imagined, blessings arrive you never anticipated, and your life flowing in ways that feel miraculous but are really the natural response of a universe attuned to your intention. So, speak it, feel it, live it. March is not just a month, it is your stage. Your life is not just existing, it is your creation. Command the universe, command your life, declare your wealth, your health, your abundance, and then watch, with the eyes of a believer, as the universe responds. Because when you command with heart, when you command with faith, the universe does not hesitate. It moves, it answers, and this March, it answers to you. There is a quiet power in the words we speak every day, a power most people overlook because it seems too simple to be true. Yet words are not merely sounds that disappear into the air. They are vibrations. They carry intention, belief, and energy. The universe listens to these vibrations more closely than we realize. Every sentence we repeat about our life, our health, our money, and our future slowly shapes the direction of our reality. When someone constantly says, "Nothing ever works out for me," or "I am always struggling," those words begin to build an invisible wall around their possibilities. Life seems to echo those statements back to them again and again. But the moment a person understands that their words are commands, everything begins to change. Think about it for a moment. Throughout history, the most powerful shifts in human life often began with words. A promise, a declaration, a prayer, a decision spoken out loud. These things carry immense force. When a person speaks with belief, their mind aligns with that belief, their actions begin to follow it, and even the opportunities around them start responding differently. Words are like seeds planted in the garden of the mind. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, those are the plants that will grow. But if you plant seeds of confidence, abundance, and faith, those are the flowers that will eventually bloom. Many people underestimate themselves because they think the universe is something distant and uncontrollable. But in truth, the universe responds strongly to human intention. It mirrors the inner dialogue we carry every day. This is why people who constantly affirm success often seem to attract it more easily. They are not necessarily luckier than others. They are simply directing their energy with clarity and confidence. When you speak words of possibility, your mind starts searching for possibilities. When you speak words of prosperity, your focus begins to shift toward opportunities instead of obstacles. Consider the difference between two simple statements. One person wakes up and says, "This month will probably be difficult like the last one." Another person wakes up and says, "This month will bring new opportunities and blessings into my life." The first statement quietly prepares the mind to expect problems. The second statement prepares the mind to notice opportunities. The universe, in its mysterious way, often delivers exactly what we are ready to receive. Our words become the instructions that guide our expectations. Speaking positive words is not about ignoring reality or pretending that challenges do not exist. Life will always have moments of uncertainty and struggle. Being human means we sometimes feel tired, discouraged, or unsure. But the true power lies in what we choose to say despite those moments. When a person declares abundance, even while facing difficulty, they are planting a stronger future in the present. It is a statement of faith that circumstances do not have the final word. When you begin to speak intentionally, something interesting happens inside you. Your thoughts start aligning with the words you repeat. Your posture changes. Your confidence grows. You begin to act like someone who expects good things. This shift might feel small at first, but over time it becomes incredibly powerful. Opportunities that once seemed invisible begin to appear. People respond differently to your energy. You start noticing ideas, solutions, and paths that you never considered before. Imagine waking up in the morning and calmly declaring, This month is filled with prosperity, health, and abundance for me. At first, it may feel like a simple sentence, but when you say it with belief, it begins to shape your mindset for the entire day. Your mind starts asking new questions. Where are the opportunities today? What step can I take toward my goals? Who might I meet that could open a new door? Suddenly, your attention shifts from problems to possibilities. Words also influence emotions, and emotions are powerful signals that travel far beyond our conscious awareness. When you speak with hope and confidence, your emotional state becomes lighter and more optimistic. That energy affects how you interact with others. It affects how you approach work, decisions, and challenges. The universe often responds through people and circumstances, and when your energy is positive and open, those responses become more supportive. Another important aspect of this idea is consistency. One positive statement will not transform life overnight, but repeated words, spoken daily with sincerity, gradually reshape the inner landscape of the mind. Think of it like water flowing over stone. A single drop may not change anything, but a steady stream over time can carve an entirely new path. The same happens with our words. When we consistently affirm success, health, and abundance, we slowly train our minds and our lives to move in that direction. There is also something deeply empowering about realizing that you are not powerless in shaping your experience. Many people spend years feeling like life simply happens to them. They believe circumstances control everything. But when someone understands that their voice carries creative power, they reclaim a sense of authorship over their own story. Instead of reacting to life, they begin to participate in creating it. Of course, sincerity matters. Words spoken without belief lose much of their strength. The goal is not to repeat phrases mechanically, but to allow those words to sink into your awareness. When you speak about abundance, picture it. When you speak about health, feel the vitality in your body. When you speak about prosperity, imagine doors opening and opportunities arriving. This emotional connection strengthens the command you are sending out into the universe. What makes this idea so beautiful is that it reminds us of something very human. Hope is powerful. Our voice is powerful. Even in quiet moments when no one else is listening, the words we whisper to ourselves are shaping our future. Every encouraging statement is a small act of courage. Every declaration of possibility is a refusal to let fear decide the direction of our life. So when you speak about your month, your goals, or your future, remember that your words are not empty sounds. They are instructions. They are signals sent into the unseen forces that shape opportunity and circumstance. Speak with clarity. Speak with faith. Speak as if the universe is listening carefully, because in many ways, it is. And when you begin to speak like someone who expects blessings, you may be surprised by how often those blessings begin to appear. Belief is one of the most powerful forces within the human mind, yet it is often misunderstood. Many people think belief should come only after they see proof, after the opportunity arrives, after the success is visible. But the deeper truth is that belief must come first. It is the quiet decision to trust in something before it becomes visible. It is the inner agreement that what you desire is already forming somewhere beyond what your eyes can currently see. Think about the way a seed grows. When someone plants a seed in the soil, they do not dig it up every day to check if it is working. They trust the process. They water it, they care for it, and they believe that something is happening beneath the surface, even when nothing appears above the ground yet. Belief works in much the same way. The results you desire often begin as invisible movements, ideas forming, opportunities shifting, connections developing quietly behind the scenes. Many people delay their belief because they are waiting for guarantees. They tell themselves, "I will believe when I see the result." But life rarely works that way. Waiting for visible proof before believing often keeps people stuck in the same place. True change begins when someone decides to believe before the evidence appears. That moment of belief sends a powerful signal through the mind and emotions, and suddenly the world begins to look different. When you believe something good is on its way, your entire mindset changes. Your mind becomes more alert to possibilities. Instead of focusing only on obstacles, you begin to notice openings, ideas, and chances you might have ignored before. Belief does not magically erase challenges, but it changes the way you approach them. Problems start to feel like puzzles rather than barriers, and that shift in perspective can make an enormous difference in the results you experience. There is also something deeply emotional about belief. It creates a sense of calm confidence. When you truly believe that wealth, health, or success is coming into your life, you do not feel the same level of desperation or fear. Instead, there is a quiet certainty growing inside you. It is similar to the feeling you have when you know a friend is on their way to meet you. You may not see them yet, but you trust they are coming. That expectation allows you to relax and prepare for their arrival. This emotional state is important because the way we feel influences the way we act. Someone who doubts their future often hesitates. They avoid risks, they overlook opportunities, and they may give up quickly when things become difficult. But someone who believes good things are unfolding approaches life differently. They are more willing to take steps forward. They speak with more confidence. They carry an energy that invites cooperation and support from others. Belief also has a fascinating effect on persistence. When you believe something is possible, you are more likely to continue trying even when progress feels slow. That persistence often becomes the bridge between desire and achievement. Many of the most successful people in the world did not begin with clear evidence that their dreams would work out. What they had was belief, sometimes fragile, sometimes tested, but strong enough to keep them moving forward. It is important to remember that belief is not about pretending life is perfect. Doubt can still appear from time to time because we are human. Fear, uncertainty, and questions are natural parts of the journey. The key difference is that belief chooses not to let those feelings take control. Instead of allowing doubt to become the final decision, belief gently but firmly says, "I will continue trusting that good things are unfolding." Sometimes belief starts small. It may begin as a quiet thought that whispers, "Maybe things can get better." Over time, as that thought is repeated and nurtured, it grows stronger. The more you focus on possibilities instead of limitations, the more your mind begins to accept abundance as something natural rather than something distant or unlikely. Visualization can also strengthen belief. When you imagine the life you desire, better health, financial stability, joyful opportunities, you are giving your mind a picture to work with. That picture becomes a kind of mental blueprint. The mind starts organizing thoughts, ideas, and actions around that vision. Even subtle changes in behavior can begin to move you closer to what you imagined. Another beautiful part of belief is gratitude. When you express gratitude for the blessings you expect to receive, it deepens your sense of trust in the process. Gratitude shifts your attention from what is missing to what is possible. It reminds you that life has already given many gifts, and therefore more gifts can certainly arrive. This attitude of appreciation often attracts even more positive experiences. It is also worth remembering that belief has a ripple effect. When you believe in positive outcomes, your energy influences the people around you. Your optimism can inspire others. Your confidence can open conversations, collaborations, and relationships that might never have happened if you carried doubt instead. In this way, belief does not just change your internal world, it also shapes the external environment you interact with. At its heart, believing before receiving is an act of trust in life itself. It is the understanding that the universe or the flow of existence often works beyond the limits of our immediate perception. Just because something has not arrived yet does not mean it is not already on its way. Just because the path is not fully visible does not mean the destination is unreachable. Every dream, every opportunity, every transformation begins first as an invisible possibility. Belief is the bridge that carries that possibility from imagination into reality. It is the quiet but powerful choice to see potential where others see uncertainty. So when you think about the blessings you want to experience, prosperity, health, success, Do not wait for them to appear before allowing yourself to believe. Let belief come first. Let it shape your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Nurture it daily with hopeful words and grateful awareness. Over time, that belief becomes the force that gently pulls those blessings closer until one day you realize that what once felt distant has finally become real. The direction of our thoughts quietly shapes the direction of our lives. Many people move through their days focusing on what is missing, what is difficult, or what has not worked out yet. It often happens without even realizing it. A person might say, "I don't have enough money, opportunities never come my way," or "things are always hard for me." At first, these may seem like harmless observations about life, but over time, they begin to form a powerful pattern in the mind. The mind starts expecting lack, noticing lack, and even creating circumstances that reinforce that belief. When we constantly think about what we don't have, our attention becomes fixed on scarcity. It is similar to walking through a garden while looking only for weeds. Even if there are beautiful flowers all around, you will barely notice them because your mind is trained to search for the weeds. The same thing happens with our thoughts about life. If we train our minds to look only for problems and limitations, that is exactly what we will continue to see. Focusing on abundance does not mean pretending challenges do not exist. Life naturally includes obstacles and moments of uncertainty. Being human means we sometimes face financial pressure, health concerns, or unexpected setbacks. But the important question is where we choose to place our main attention. When our thoughts are centered only on lack, we unknowingly strengthen the feeling that life is limited and difficult. But when we shift our attention toward abundance, something remarkable begins to happen. Abundance is a mindset that recognizes possibility. It is the understanding that life is larger than our current situation and that opportunities often exist beyond what we can immediately see. When someone begins to think from a place of abundance, they start noticing things they once overlooked. A new idea may appear. A conversation with someone might reveal an unexpected opportunity. A skill they already possess suddenly becomes valuable in a new way. The mind works like a filter. It selects certain pieces of information from the world around us and brings them into focus. If the filter is set to scarcity, it highlights every sign of limitation. But if the filter is set to abundance, it begins highlighting possibilities, resources, and solutions. This shift in attention may seem subtle, but it can transform the way a person experiences their daily life. Gratitude plays an important role in developing this mindset. When you take time to appreciate what already exists in your life, you train your mind to notice value rather than absence. Perhaps you are grateful for your health, your family, the knowledge you have gained, or even small comforts like a peaceful moment in the morning. These acknowledgments remind you that life already contains many forms of abundance, even if there are areas that still need growth. Once gratitude becomes a habit, the feeling of scarcity begins to lose its hold. Instead of feeling like life is withholding blessings from you, you begin to recognize that blessings are already present and that more can arrive. This recognition creates a positive emotional state, and that emotional state influences the way you interact with the world. People who focus on abundance often carry a different kind of energy. They speak with hope rather than frustration. They approach challenges with curiosity instead of defeat. This energy naturally attracts more supportive interactions. Others are drawn to optimism because it feels encouraging and inspiring. Opportunities often appear through relationships, conversations, and shared ideas, so this shift in energy can quietly open many doors. Another powerful aspect of focusing on abundance is that it encourages creativity. When the mind is not trapped in constant worry about what is missing, it has more space to think, imagine, and innovate. New solutions appear more easily. Problems that once seemed overwhelming may suddenly have several possible answers. Abundance thinking creates mental freedom, and that freedom allows progress to happen. It is also important to understand that abundance does not always appear instantly. Just like any change in mindset, it develops over time. At first, you may catch yourself falling back into old patterns of thinking about lack. That is perfectly normal. The key is to gently redirect your focus whenever you notice it happening. Each time you choose a thought of possibility instead of limitation, you strengthen the new habit. For example, if a financial challenge appears, the mind may automatically say, "There is never enough." But with practice, you can replace that thought with something more empowering, such as, "New opportunities can appear, and I am open to them." This simple shift does not ignore the challenge, but it keeps your mind open to solutions rather than closing it with fear. Focusing on abundance also encourages generosity. When someone believes there is enough in life, they feel more comfortable sharing their time, ideas, and kindness with others. Interestingly, generosity often brings unexpected rewards. The more you contribute value to the world around you, the more connections and goodwill you create. These relationships can lead to opportunities that might never have appeared otherwise. Over time, this mindset becomes part of your identity. Instead of seeing yourself as someone struggling against constant limitation, you begin to see yourself as someone living in a world full of potential. You trust that new doors can open. You trust that life is capable of surprising you in positive ways. And that trust changes the way you move through the world. The beauty of abundance thinking is that it begins with something very simple: attention. Where you place your focus today quietly shapes what grows in your life tomorrow. When you focus on gratitude, possibility, and opportunity, you water the seeds of abundance. Those seeds may start small, but with time and consistent attention, they grow into opportunities, connections, and experiences that once seemed out of reach. Life often expands in the direction of our focus. When our thoughts dwell only on scarcity, our world can feel small and restrictive. But when we train our minds to notice abundance, the world begins to feel larger, richer, and full of promise. The shift may start inside your mind, but eventually it spreads outward into your experiences, your relationships, and the opportunities that unfold in your path. Faith becomes truly powerful when it moves beyond words and enters our actions. It is easy to speak about dreams, success, or abundance, but the real transformation begins when our daily behavior reflects those beliefs. Action is the bridge between what we hope for and what eventually becomes real. Without action, even the strongest belief remains only a thought. But when faith and action come together, they create momentum that can change the course of a person's life. Many people wait for perfect conditions before taking their first step. They tell themselves they will act when they feel more confident, when the situation feels safer, or when every detail is clear. Yet life rarely provides perfect certainty. Opportunities often appear in small, quiet ways that require courage to explore. Acting with faith means moving forward even when the path is not completely visible. It means trusting that the next step will reveal itself once you take the first one. Think about how many great achievements began with simple actions. A business starts with an idea and one small decision to begin. A healthier life begins with the first day someone chooses better habits. A meaningful opportunity might start with a single conversation or message. These actions may seem small in the beginning, but they carry enormous potential because they signal commitment. They show that belief is not just something spoken, it is something lived. When someone acts with faith, their mindset shifts from hesitation to participation. Instead of standing on the sidelines wondering what might happen, they step into the flow of life and become part of the process. This shift changes everything. Action opens doors to experiences, knowledge, and connections that cannot appear while someone remains inactive. Even if the first attempt does not lead exactly where expected, it often provides valuable lessons and direction for the next step. One of the most beautiful things about taking action is that it builds confidence. Confidence rarely appears before action. It usually grows because of action. When you try something new, face a challenge, or pursue a goal, you begin to realize that you are capable of more than you once believed. Each step forward strengthens the belief that progress is possible. Over time, those small steps accumulate into significant change. Acting with faith also communicates a powerful message to the world around you. When people see someone moving with determination and purpose, they often respond positively. Opportunities frequently appear through collaboration, support, and shared effort. Someone who demonstrates commitment to their goals is more likely to attract encouragement, partnerships, and advice from others. In this way, action becomes a magnet for opportunity. Another important aspect of faith-driven action is persistence. The journey toward any meaningful goal usually includes moments of difficulty. There may be delays, mistakes, or unexpected obstacles along the way. During those moments, faith acts like an inner compass. It reminds you why you began and encourages you to keep moving forward even when progress feels slow. Persistence turns temporary setbacks into stepping stones instead of stopping points. It is also helpful to remember that action does not need to be dramatic to be effective. Sometimes the most powerful steps are simple and consistent. Setting aside time each day to learn a new skill, reaching out to someone who might offer guidance, organizing your plans, or improving your daily habits can all move you closer to your goals. These quiet actions may not look extraordinary at first, but over time they build a strong foundation for success. Faith-filled action is not about forcing outcomes or controlling every detail. Rather, it is about aligning your efforts with your intentions and remaining open to how opportunities may unfold. Life often presents unexpected paths that lead to results even better than the ones originally imagined. When you act with trust and flexibility, you allow space for creativity and discovery along the way. There is also a powerful emotional effect that comes from taking action. When you actively work toward your dreams, you feel a sense of purpose. Each day gains meaning because you know you are moving in a direction that matters to you. This sense of progress brings motivation and satisfaction, even before the final goal is reached. Action also helps quiet the voice of doubt. When someone spends too much time only thinking about what they want, their mind may start filling with worries about failure or criticism. But once they begin acting, those worries often lose their power. The focus shifts from imagining problems to solving real challenges and making real progress. It is important to approach action with patience and kindness toward yourself. Growth is rarely immediate. There will be moments when results take longer than expected, and that is a natural part of the journey. The key is to keep moving, keep learning, and keep adjusting your path as needed. Every effort contributes to the larger picture, even if its value is not immediately obvious. Acting with faith is essentially a partnership between belief and effort. Belief provides the vision and motivation, while action provides the movement and experience necessary to turn that vision into reality. Together, they create a cycle of growth. Belief encourages action, action produces results, and those results strengthen belief even further. In the end, the most fulfilling lives are often lived by those who dared to take steps guided by hope rather than fear. They trusted that their actions, even small ones, could lead to meaningful change. By choosing to act with faith, they allowed possibilities to enter their lives that might otherwise have remained hidden. When belief and action work together, dreams stop feeling distant. They begin to feel reachable, step by step. Every effort becomes a declaration that you trust the journey and that you are willing to move forward toward the life you imagine. And with each step taken in faith, the path ahead becomes clearer, brighter, and full of new possibilities. When a person begins to expect good things from life, something subtle yet powerful changes within them. Expectation shapes the way we see the world, the way we interpret events, and even the way we behave in daily situations. Human psychology shows that when people hold positive expectations, those expectations can influence their actions and eventually shape the results they experience. This is often described as a self-fulfilling prophecy, where believing something will happen can influence behavior in ways that make that outcome more likely. Think about how different life feels when you wake up expecting problems compared to when you wake up expecting possibilities. If you start the day assuming nothing good will happen, your mind becomes focused on obstacles. Small inconveniences feel larger, opportunities are overlooked, and your energy naturally drops. But when you begin the day believing that something positive could happen, your attention shifts. You become more aware of helpful people, small opportunities, and unexpected moments of progress. Expectation is closely related to optimism, which is the tendency to believe that future outcomes will turn out well. People who carry this mindset often show greater resilience and motivation because they approach challenges believing improvement is possible. That belief does not guarantee instant success, but it changes how a person responds to situations. Instead of giving up quickly, they continue looking for solutions, and that persistence often creates better results over time. Expecting miracles in everyday life does not necessarily mean imagining something magical or unrealistic. It simply means choosing to believe that life can surprise you in positive ways. Sometimes those surprises come in very ordinary forms: a helpful conversation, a new idea that solves a problem, a connection with someone who opens a door you never expected. These moments might seem small at first, but they can gradually lead to larger opportunities. When someone lives with this attitude of expectation, their emotional state becomes lighter and more hopeful. Hope itself is defined as an optimistic state of mind that anticipates positive outcomes in the future. This sense of hope is powerful because it fuels motivation. It encourages people to keep moving forward even when the path ahead is uncertain. Imagine someone who wakes up each morning saying quietly to themselves, "Something good is going to happen today." At first, it may feel like a simple sentence, but repeating this thought changes how the mind scans the environment. Instead of searching only for problems, the mind begins searching for possibilities. A small opportunity that might once have been ignored suddenly stands out. A conversation that might have been avoided becomes a chance to connect. Over time, this habit of expecting positive outcomes builds confidence. When a few good things begin to happen, even in small ways, the mind starts to trust the process more. Confidence grows, and that confidence influences behavior. A confident person is more willing to try new things, speak up about ideas, or take steps toward their goals. These actions naturally increase the chances of success. Expectation also influences how others respond to you. When you carry hope and positive energy, people often feel more comfortable around you. They may be more willing to offer help, share opportunities, or collaborate on ideas. In this way, expecting good things can indirectly shape the environment around you. Your mindset affects your behavior, and your behavior influences how others interact with you. However, it is important to balance expectation with effort and realism. Expecting miracles does not mean sitting back and waiting for life to deliver everything without action. Positive expectation works best when combined with preparation, learning, and consistent effort. Believing that good things are possible should inspire you to take steps toward those possibilities. For example, a student who expects to succeed in an exam still needs to study and prepare. The expectation creates motivation and confidence, while the preparation provides the practical foundation for success. When belief and effort work together, they create a powerful combination. Another important part of expecting miracles is gratitude. When you notice and appreciate the small blessings that appear in your life, your awareness of abundance increases. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is already present. This shift naturally strengthens your expectation that more positive experiences can arrive. The human mind has a remarkable ability to shape perception. If you believe life is constantly working against you, you will notice every difficulty and disappointment as confirmation of that belief. But if you believe life contains hidden opportunities waiting to appear, your attention begins to notice those opportunities more often. This is why expectation can quietly transform everyday experiences. A chance meeting might lead to an idea. An unexpected delay might redirect you toward something better. What once looked like an obstacle might become a lesson or a turning point. Over time, living with positive expectation becomes a habit. Instead of fearing the future, you begin to approach it with curiosity and hope. Even when challenges appear, you carry a quiet belief that something beneficial can still emerge from the situation. Ultimately, expecting miracles is really about maintaining a hopeful relationship with life. It is the decision to believe that the future can hold possibilities beyond what you currently see. This mindset keeps your mind open, your energy motivated, and your actions aligned with growth. And when someone walks through life with that kind of hopeful expectation, they often discover something surprising. The world begins to feel more generous, more supportive, and more full of opportunity than they ever imagined.